Temporomandibular joint. Temporomandibular joint. It is also called as jaw joint. Also called as jaw joint or mandibular joint. Also called as mandibular temporomandibular joint, TM joint. Also called as synonym of jaw joint or mandibular joint. It is the condylar type of joint. It is the condylar type of joint. It is a condylar type of joint. The articular surfaces. Articular surfaces above there is a articular eminence. And mandibular fossa. Above means it is in the temporal bone of the crania, of the skull. Above means temporal bone, the temporal bone. Below, yes, below there is a neck of the mandible. Below there is a neck of the mandible and articular surface covered by the fibrocartilage. Articular surface covered by fibrocartilage. The temporomandibular joint is a condylar type of the joint. It has got the two parts. Articular surface has two parts. Above in the temporal bone there is articular eminence and mandibular fossa. In the below, the neck of the mandible and articular surface covered by the fibrocartilage. These two structures form the temporomandibular joint. Temporomandibular joint. Now we'll see what are the peculiarities. What are the peculiarities of the joint? The peculiarities of the joint. Number one, the peculiarities of the joint is this joint is covered by this joint does not have hyaline cartilage. This joint does not have hyaline cartilage. Rather, it has got the more fibrous tissue, collagen fibers. A few fibrous cartilage are there, but this joint does not have hyaline cartilage. Number two, it is the joint which develops very late to develop. Very late to develop. That is when the germ layer is 45 to 48 mm. When the germ layer is, the size of the germ layer is 45 to 48 mm, all the germ layer is 45 to 48 mm, all the joint will develop. But it will develop when the size of the germ layer is 320 mm. See how late it is. When the germ layer size of the germ layer is 45 to 48, all the layers will develop. When the germ layer 320 millimeter, it will develop. That is the age of complete development will occur at the age of 12th year. 12th year of age. The formation of the joint is 12th year. That is the accept articular eminence. Number one is this joint does not have hyaline cartilage. Number two is it is very much late to develop. The formation of the joint is very late. When the size of the germ layer is 45 to 48, all the joints will develop. But when the size of the germ layer is 320 mm, the whole joint is developed at the 12th year of age, except the articular eminence. Now, this joint, one more peculiarity, that is this joint is not meant for bearing of the weight. It does not bear the weight. This joint is not designed to the development of the weight. Number third peculiarity is this joint is not meant for the weight transmission. This joint does not participate in the transmission of the weight. Number fourth peculiarity is this has got the two-sided. The moment is two-sided. The moment is two-sided movement. The moment is two-sided. The couple of ramus is there. Due to the couple of ramus, the moment is two-sided. Hence, the joints are limited. Hence, the moments are limited moments. Moments are limited here. Number one, this joint does not have hyaline cartilage. Number two is it is the late joint to develop when the germ layer is about 320 mm, that is 12 years of age. Number three, it is not meant for the weight transmission. This does not participate in the body weight transmission. Number four, the moments are limited. Due to the couple of the ramus on either side, the moments are limited here. These are the four peculiarities. We see in the temporomandibular joint. Now we'll see what are the ligaments are participating. What are the ligaments? What are the ligaments are there? Number one is, number two, number three, number four, five. The ligaments are fibrous capsule, then comes lateral ligament, lateral ligament, then comes articular disc, Now two accessory ligaments. These ligaments directly related, but they are accessory ligaments. that is the stylomandibular, spinomandibular, spinomandibular. I repeat, the ligament related to temporomandibular joint, fibrous capsule, lateral ligament, articular disc, stylomandibular, spinomandibular. Now we'll see one by one. The fibrous capsule, which covers the articular eminence, as well as we will see the diagrammatic point of view. See here, it is the articular cartilage. That is the what we are seeing is the number one fibrous capsule. The fibrous capsule is the fibrous capsule which covers the articular eminence, mandibular fossa. It is a fibrous capsule which covers the articular eminence, mandibular fossa, neck of the that is the mandible, and these all circumference of the mandibular fossa is covered by the fibrous capsule. It is fibrous capsule. It is covered by the synovial membrane. It also covers the tympanic plate also. That is the scamotympanic fissure is also covered by this fibrous capsule. Fibrous capsule is here. This capsule covers the whole of the tissue, and above it is the loose, but below it is thickened. And it is now will come to the lateral ligament. It reinforces. It makes the joint more strengthened. More stable, more reinforces this joint. Lateral ligament, it attached to the articular eminence and the ramus of the below the neck of the directed downwards, backwards, and the neck of the mandible, lateral ligament. Now we'll go to the articular disc. It is articular disc. It has the layers here. It has the interbands are there. Anterior band, posterior bands are there. Anterior extension. Posteriorly, it is a bilaminar. Posteriorly, it has the two parts, above and below. Above it allows the gliding movement. Below it allows the rotatory movements. It has got the two parts. Anterior band is articular disc. It has anterior extension, anterior band, posterior band, intermediate band. It is the articular disc. Then we will go to the ligaments. What are the ligaments here? Stylomandibular ligament. See here, styloid process to the it comes backwards to the ramus of the mandible. Stylomandibular ligament. It is the modified deep cervical fascia. Stylomandibular ligament is nothing but the thickened, modified deep cervical fascia which connects stuff on the styloid process to it comes angle below the ramus of the mandible. Stylomandibular ligament. It is accessory ligament. Lateral relations of the styloid process are skin, superficial fascia, platysma, parotid gland. They are the lateral relations of the styloid process. It is accessory ligament, and medially there is a you can see the medial relations are the spine of sphenoid is there medially, and there is a auriculotemporal nerves are there medially. Now we'll go to the spinomandibular ligament. Spinomandibular ligament is there. which attaches to the spine of the sphenoid. Spine of the sphenoid to the lingula of the mandible. In the medial surface of there is a tongue-like projection is called lingula. It attaches to the spine of the sphenoid to the lingula spinomandibular ligament. These are superficial relations you are seeing here. Spinomandibular ligament is here. Spine of the sphenoid is the neck of the mandible. Now the lateral relations of the spinomandibular. Laterally there is a auriculotemporal nerve and vessels. Maxillary artery. Inferior alveolar nerve is there laterally. And medial relations of this, there is a medial pterygoid muscle. Medial pterygoid muscle, chorda tympani nerve, and the wall of the pharynx. Medial pterygoid muscle. Then there is you can see the chorda tympani muscle is here, chorda tympani nerve, and there is a wall of the pharynx or the medial relations. These are the ligaments, and we'll see what are the muscle causing depression means opening of the mouth. Depression means opening of the mouth. That is caused by the lateral pterygoid muscle assisted by the mylohyoid. Digastric muscles and genohyoid muscles. Genohyoid muscle is present on the genial tubercle of the mandible to the hyoid bone. It is called life-saving muscle. Genial tubercle of the mandible to the hyoid bone. Digastric, anterior belly of the digastric, posterior belly of the digastric, lateral pterygoid muscle. It is the opening, means the depression opening of the mouth. Now the elevation means closure of the mouth. Medial pterygoid, masseter and temporalis. Protrusion means protraction. Medial and lateral pterygoid muscles on both sides and the masseter muscle. Retraction means it goes below, behind. Opposite of the protraction, retraction. Posterior fibers of the temporalis muscle on both sides. Side to side movement means chewing movements. Side to side means chewing movement by the medial and lateral pterygoid muscle on the both sides, acting alternatively. Side to side, medial and lateral pterygoids on either side, acting alternatively. These are the movements of the mandible. Depression, elevation, protrusion, retraction, side to side movements. These are the movements of the mandible. Now we'll go to the blood supply.